What's going on, folks? Pretty sad day for tennis fans. Just got the news earlier today about Roger Federer announced his retirement from tennis, the sport. I have not read this message from him on his Twitter. I decided to read this on video and give you my thoughts about it. So before we read this, it's interesting because I was not expecting this news at all. I wasn't expecting this. I know he hasn't played all year because of his knees. He has problems with his knees. I don't know what happened. I know he had like knee surgery on both of them, like it's that serious. I thought, he was gonna play this year. He said that last year that he would play this year, but he didn't. Then he said he will play next year in 2023, but I thought after 2023 that's when he'll maybe retire. And he made the announcement today. Well, I'm uploading this on a different day, so on the 15th. So you're going to see this a few days later, most likely. And interesting that he announced this after the United States Open ended. That's where everyone was talking about Serena. Serena left tennis, and now Roger is going to walk away from tennis after a tournament next week. I got an ESPN notification. Let's see, it says 13 hours ago. This was like in the morning. 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer announces he is retiring from tennis after next week's Laver Cup. So that's next week. Well, I have to watch that if this is going to be his final tournament. It's the same thing with Serena after the U.S. Open. You can see right here. And that's kind of reflecting off of the camera, but yeah, it won't focus. Anyway, alright, let's read this message, what he has to say. This kind of came out of... This was very, very unexpected. Alright. Switzerland. To my tennis family and beyond. Oh wait, let me I gotta move my face cam to the right, because otherwise I'll be blocking it. Alright. To my tennis family and beyond, of all the gifts that tennis has given me over the years, the greatest, without a doubt, has been the people I've met along the way. My friends, my competitors, and most of the fans who give the sport its life. Today I want to share some news with all of you. Damn. As many of you know, the past 3 years have presented me with challenges in the form of injuries and surgeries. I've worked hard to return to full competitive form, but I also know my body's capacities and limits, and its message to me lately has been clear. I am 41 years old. I have played more than 1,500 matches over 24 years. Wow. Tennis has treated me more generously than I ever would have dreamed. And I now must recognize when it's time to end my competitive career. The Laver Cup next week in London will be my final ATP event. I will play more tennis in the future, of course, but just not in Grand Slams or on the tour. Alright, there's more pages to this. This is a Bittersweet decision because I will miss everything the tour has given to me, but at the same time, there is so much to celebrate. I consider myself one of the most fortunate people on earth. That's right. I was given a special talent to play tennis, and I did it at a level that I have never imagined for much longer than I've ever thought possible. I would like to thank, I'd like to especially thank my amazing wife, Mirka, who has lived through every minute with me. She has warmed me up before finals, watched countless matches, even while over 8 months pregnant, and has endorsed my goofy side on the road with my team for over 20 years. I also want to thank my 4 wonderful children for supporting me, always eager to explore new places and creating wonderful memories along the way. Seeing my family cheering me on from the stands is a feeling I will cherish forever. I will also like to thank and recognize my loving parents and my dear sister, without whom nothing would be possible. A big thank you to all my former coaches, who always guided me in the right direction. You have been wonderful. And to Swiss Tennis, who believed me as a young player and gave me an ideal start. I really want to thank and acknowledge my amazing team, Ivan, Danny, Roland, and particularly Steve and Pierre, who have given me the best advice and have always been there for me. Let me take a drink real quick. Alright. Also, Tony, for creatively managing my business for over 17 years. Wow. You are all incredible, and I loved every minute with you. I want to thank my local sponsors, who are really like partners to me, and the hardworking teams in the tournaments on the ATP Tour, who consistently welcomed all of us with kindness and hospitality. I would also like to thank my competitors on the court. I was lucky enough to play so many epic matches that I will never forget. That's right. We battled fairly with passion and intensity, and I will always try my best to respect the history of the game. I feel extremely grateful. We pushed each other, and together we took tennis to new levels. Above all, I must offer a special thank you to my unbelievable fans. You will never know how much strength and belief you have given me. The inspiring feeling of walking into full stadiums and arenas has been one of the huge thrills in my life. Without you, those successes would have felt lonely rather than filled with joy and energy. The last 24 hours on the tour, or 24 years on the tour, have been an incredible adventure. While it sometimes feels like it went by in 24 hours, it has also been so deep and magical that it seems as if I've already lived a full lifetime. I have had the immense fortune to play in front of you in over 40 different countries. I have laughed, cried, and felt joy and pain. And most of all, I have felt incredibly alive. Through my travels, I have met with many wonderful people who remain friends for life, who consistently took time out of their busy schedules to watch me play and cheer me around the globe. Thank you. When my love of tennis started, I was a ball kid in my hometown of Basel. I used to watch the players with a sense of wonder. They were like giants to me, and I began to dream. My dreams led me to work harder, and I started to believe in myself. Some success brought me confidence, and I was on my way to the most amazing journey that has led to this day. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, everyone around the world who has helped me make the dreams of a young Swiss ball kid come true. finally, to the game of tennis, I love you and will never leave you. Roger Federer. Ooh, man. What a man. What a man. Seriously. Ugh. Wow. Like I said, I did not expect this news to come, really. I thought I would expect this maybe next year. Because he said he was going to try and come back next year, you know. He's 41. Remember that, he's 41. He missed all of this year. And he missed a lot of last year as well. I think the last time he had a pretty good year was 2020, right? Yeah, 2019, really, yeah. But so I first started watching tennis in 2016, but I didn't get into it until the following year in 2017. So, and that was Roger's final few years. You know, I saw the end to when he won the Australian Open 2017. You know, see, I didn't know much about him at the time because this was my first year watching. And then he won Wimbledon, and then that's when I realized, wow, this guy's like one of the greatest of all time. You know, and then he won the Australian Open in 2018, which was his last Grand Slam, when he won his 20th one. He was the first to reach 20, you know. I'm like, wow. And his biggest rival, it was against Rafa Nadal. No question. Roger and Rafa. Probably the greatest rivalry in tennis. I mean, these two, it's like worlds collide, you know? There they are, winning a ton of Grand Slams, many matches, semifinals, finals, because it's always 1 against 2, or maybe 1 against 3, something like that. 2 against 3. Jeez, man. This guy, I once read a lot about him on Wikipedia, and he dominated the 2000s. He did. Dominated the 2000s. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me go down here. Golly, look at these stats. Jeez. Gosh. He became pro in early 2000s. Rivalries: Nadal, Novak, Andy Murray, Andy Roddick, Hewitt, and many more. I mean, seriously. Golly, look at all these rivalries that he had. Jeez. Alright, I want to go down to the career statistics. Here it is. Look at all these information. Alright, look at all this. These are all the Grand Slams that he was in. Very first one, 1999, all the way to last year's. Look at all the W's in the 2000s. He dominated that decade. He won Wimbledon and US Open 5 straight times. gosh, 5 straight times on both? That's amazing. He won Wimbledon 8 times. You know? Remember, if y'all watch Wimbledon, they had like a ceremony of 100 years of Central Court, and it would bring back many of the greatest champions of all time, and Roger was the last guy to come out. 8-time champion. Man. He won the Australian Open 6 times. He only won the French Open once, and that's because he's been in a lot of finals, but all those finals he had to play against Rafa Nadal. Rafa is the king of clay. You know, it's amazing. Golly, this unbelievable. And I saw a video where Roger, Rafa, and Novak, the road to their 20 Grand Slam titles. Novak's first Grand Slam title was Australian Open 2008. How many titles Roger Federer had by then? He had 12. Yeah. 12 majors before Novak's first major. So, from 2003 to 2009, he had what is it, like 15. He already had 15 major titles in 7 years. 2003 to 2009? In a decade? Wow! That's amazing. That is amazing. You know, Pete Sampras, he dominated the 90s. Roger Federer dominated the 2000s. And Novak, he dominated the 2010s, 2010s. You know, it's just... Who knows if we'll ever see a player like the big three. Roger, Rafa, and Novak. Andy Murray, that's the big four, because there was a certain time of a decade where it's always those four in the top four. I think it's like the early 2010s, you know, so... Gosh. But yeah, just look at that. That's all. That's just amazing. And he could have won Wimbledon in 2019. I saw that match that he had with Novak. That match was so long. It was like 5th set tiebreaker at 12 games all. It was like over 5 hours. And you know what's crazy? I have to say this because that was on a Sunday. And the Sunday night baseball game was the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox. That game was actually a little longer than that Wimbledon match final. Yeah, it really was. You can look it up on ESPN. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the game information, it'll tell you the length of the game. So I wish Roger won that Wimbledon final. I think, yeah, majority of the crowd wanted him to win that one. You know, so. Wow. Just, I mean, we kind of expect this news to happen, but we did not thought it would happen this soon. We thought it would happen next year, you know. So. So, yeah, it's hard to say that if he's the greatest of all time, it's either him or Rafa or Novak, the big three, because they've all won so much. If you're a Roger Federer fan, you're going to say he's the greatest of all time. Same if you're a Novak fan or Rafa fan, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, I do like Roger. I like his one-hand backhand. But, so yeah, what are you guys thoughts about, what are y'all thoughts about this? You know, it's sad, man. I mean, he's 41. I think he wanted to announce this after the U.S. Open, because, you know, the U.S. Open was all about Serena. He didn't want to announce it during the tournament. Although I kind of wish he did, because I wanted to hear the ESPN people thoughts about him. But, man. Anyway, let's go back to Twitter. And, because I know there's... Look at that, man. Over 100,000 retweets, 620,000 likes, dude. Well, I might as well click like. I'm gonna look at a few Twitter comments. Yep, best rival, one of the best rivalries of all time, man. I saw an old video where he had long hair, and then like he cut it, and he kind of looks the same ever since, you know. I will say this, Roger is the best Wimbledon champion of all time. I mean, you won 5 straight in the 2000s. Second would have to be Novak, because I think he's won 4 straight. Go back to the home page because I did saw a few. Yeah, look, Brad Gilbert, ESPN guy, posted a picture of him interviewing Roger. Stefanos Tsitsipas, a Greek tennis player, saying we love Roger. Carlos Alcaraz, remember I did a video, my thoughts about him winning the U.S. Open. You can check that out. So. Oh, I think this is like a voice recorder of him talking. I'll have to listen to that off video. Oh, look, Rafa Nadal. Look what he said. He said, "Dear Roger, my friend and rival, I wish this day would never have come. It's a sad day for me personally and for sports around the world. It's been a pleasure, but also an honor and a privilege to share all of these years with you. So many amazing moments on and off the court. You damn right. We will have many more moments to share together in the future. There are still lots of things to do together. We know that. For now, I truly wish you all of the happiness with your wife, Mirka, your kids, and your family, and enjoy what's ahead of you. I'll see you in London." Okay. Oh my. Yeah, who do you think's the GOAT? I'm not going to answer that. But everyone loves Roger. I mean, seriously, he's just amazing. What a man. He's so cool. He never really gets frustrated either. Like, a lot of times he just goes along with it. Chris McHenry from ESPN. We'll miss this pro. The best interview in sports, brought stories, knowledge, a dorky sense of humor, and a ton of class to our proceedings. Congratulations and thank you. Yeah. Oh, Simona Halep. Apparently she like hurt her nose. Andy Roddick. Cheers, Roger. Thanks for the shared memories, my friend. It was an honor to share time experience on the most hallowed grounds in the sport, don't be a stranger. You know, the Roger and Andy rivalry, dude. Roger has won most of those matches. Like, I'll go back up here. It says right here, 24 times they played, and Federer leads their head-to-head 21-3. Roddick lost his #1 ranking to Federer after he won the Australian Open in 2004. Wow. Yeah, that 2009 Wimbledon final, Roddick lost to Federer in 5 sets. Man. And Pete Sampras was there. That's where he broke his record of 14. He won 14, man. After he won his very first one in 2003. That's just hard to believe. Man. So yeah, that's sad that he has to go, you know, but... Oh, look at that, Carlos Alcaraz. Roger's been one of my idols and source of inspiration. Thank you for everything you have done for the sport. I still want to play with you. Wish you all the luck in the world. What comes next? And... Yep. The game will miss these two for sure. Seriously. So his final tournament will be next week in London. I have to watch that, you know. It's just like seeing one of your favorite athletes, greatest athletes in the sport, says goodbye, you know. I mean, 1 year, Tom Brady, he can't do it anymore, you know. Whether you like him or not, we gotta watch his final game whenever that comes, you know. Chrissy Everett says, he was the epitome of a champion, class, grace, humility, beloved by everyone, and he elegantly mastered the sport like no other. Good luck to you. Don't go too far. Yeah. But yeah, I follow a lot of people on Twitter, so let's see here. This is trending. Yep. I haven't even tuned into Tennis Channel yet. Sports Center with Jay Onright did like a top 10 Roger Federer moment, so I'm going to watch that. You know, when he won his final Grand Slam tournament, Australian Open 2018, his speech, he got emotional at the end. He did. Go ahead, go watch that. It's on YouTube. He got emotional, you know. Yeah, people say that the Federer versus Nadal 2008 Wimbledon final is like the greatest final of all time. I mean, it's hard to say what the greatest final of all time is. Spoiler alert, Rafa Nadal won that match. That's where he won his very first Wimbledon title. Jeez. Twitter is going crazy, man. So, yeah. I mean, he's the greatest ever. You gotta put him in the top 3. You got to. He's just so cool, man. He's like one of the coolest players ever. So. Serena, Roger, who's next? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just did not expect. I just did not expect this news. I really didn't. So, probably got to watch some videos and stuff like that and see, you know, what's going on here. Jeez, it's all about Roger today. It's all about him for, you know, tennis fans. Oh yeah, Belinda Bencic. She's also a Swiss tennis player. They actually played mixed doubles a couple of years ago. That was cool. Yeah. Wow, look at them. Look at this old photo. Wow. Man. You know, if Roger becomes like a sports commentator, I think he'll be amazing. I like his voice. He has a great voice, you know. So, alright, that's it. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the long video, but yeah, dang, man. He's one of the most popular athletes of all time. It's just sad when the day comes and you have to say goodbye, but at the same time, he's happy. He's living his life, you know. He's great. You know, there's a lot of famous, greatest athletes. There will be a time where you can't do it anymore. You've got to make an announcement to the world saying, I can't do it. Bye-bye. Thank you, you know. Man, that's tough. It was tough for Serena to do that. You know? And now, by the end of the year, we're having Albert Pujols, St. Louis Cardinals. He's going to retire after this year. And he's also 41 or 42, you know? That's... Man. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching this. What are your thoughts about this? Comment below. Yeah. Time flies. It does, man. I'm also going to be listening to like podcasts. Yeah, listen to their thoughts about it. So, yeah. Whew. But how old was he 4 years ago? 37? Yeah. 3 years ago in 2019, he was what, 37, 38? And he played amazing in that Wimbledon final. You know? A lot of tennis players, they retire like in their early 30s or mid 30s, but this guy went on for more than 20 years. And the same thing might happen to Rafa and Novak, because they've been around for 15 years already. And look at them, they're still great, you know? So it'll be sad when these two walk away from the sport, probably in a couple of years, you know? So... But, yeah. He's arguably one of the greatest of all time. He's just probably the coolest of all time. You know? Greatest Wimbledon player of all time, you know, it's just... Wow. He's great. I saw a video where, he went sneaker shopping with, Complex, I think that's what it's called, yeah. My gosh, he was so cool talking about shoes and stuff, you know. So, anyway, that's it. Once in a while, I'll have to talk about this stuff, news. So, thank you, Roger Federer. You are the best. Goodbye.